Hi, this is Alchemist2, and I'm back again with another book review. Recently, I read Phil Stutz and Barry Michels' The Tools. Um, this is probably one of the best self-help books that I've read in a good long while. Um, this isn't meant to be read casually. It's more like a toolbox, to use the analogy. It's a book that you can read again and again and again, and I'm going to read it again. Honestly, I'll probably set it aside and then decide to pick it up again because it's that useful, and it's stupendously written, and it just makes sense, and it deals with matters in such a way that's very spiritual and open and receptive, and with the trend of books such as this, the way that they are written concerning us, those of us who really want to evolve and perfect ourselves, I think that this is really stupendous, and it's remarkable and outstanding, truly. And I feel like anybody who reads The Tools will be profoundly touched by it and will be able to maintain a proper uh, balance with their lives, or what they really want to do, or what they intend to do with themselves. I'm not really sure what else to say about The Tools other than it is a reference book. It's not just a quick fix. They actually say that in the book. It's not a quick fix. It's not a magic pill that you can just swallow. This is something that you have to digest and mull over in your mind. And I like things like that. I think that such a thing is truly incredible, and it's a phenomenal book, even though it's very, very short. I mean, if you go through this, it including the acknowledgments and about the authors and about the type, which I guess that's interesting. It talks about where that came from. Let's see, 268, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 276, at least 276 pages in this book. And it's extraordinary. I highly recommend it, especially for those of you out there who just think that you've gone through self-help books before and you think, there really isn't anything new under the sun, just like Solomon wrote in Ecclesiastes. Actually, there isn't, but this is very commonsensical stuff. It's rational, it's logical, but it's practical. This is extremely useful, very handy, and just keep it around because you're going to need it later on in your life when crises come, as they inevitably do. That's just reality talking. I'm not trying to be a fatalist or anything. Um, it's extremely useful and the best self-help book that I have ever read. And it's easy to read. You can read it in about a day or two or three. I read it in about, well, since I didn't really have a lot of time, I could have just had one sitting with this book and read it in a day. But if you really want to get it into your brain, I would recommend at least 2 days and repeated readings thereof, because it's just so rich and enriching that you can really um, gain quite a bit from this little treasure. So it bears my stamp of approval.